like heaps. Make sure you've got your props. So props that we might need: bolster, blanket, blocks, strap, mat. You don't need a mat necessarily. Just make sure that the ground's non-slip, especially if we are doing anything that is standing or where you might need a little bit of grip. And morning. Good morning. Morning, Thirsty Sage. Hi, Alex. Okay. Let me turn off my comments. I don't know, can you guys, okay, I want you to answer this for me. Can you guys turn off the comments? Like if you go down to the bottom area, never tried it. Is there a bit where you can press something for you to turn off the comments specifically? I don't know if that's something that you could do. Can anyone answer that? Maybe. This is for Instagram Live. Not sure. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. Okay. How's everyone's body feeling today? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll turn the comments off so then you guys can see, right? If you do have, okay, thank you. If you do have, okay, I'm going to turn them off now. Any questions or comments, just send me a private message, send me a DM. Slide into the DMs. Okay, so as I was saying, we need bolster, blankets, blocks, strap. If you don't have bolster, get cushions or pillows. If you don't have a blanket, get towels or something else that's padded or comfortable. If you don't have blocks, get a heap of books. If you don't have a strap, you can just use a t-shirt or, I don't know, what else would you have lying around the house? Skipping rope. A towel. A towel's handy because it's kind of long. Yeah, so and we might not necessarily use everything. If you know how to modify, because that's what your body is capable of, or you know the limitations that you have for right now, not necessarily always, but just for today, then you might need to use whatever props. I might not suggest it. If you know your body, please go for it. My favorite drink today is my coffee. I've got some Oatly and Ripple in it. And I tried, thanks Ryan for this suggestion, I tried a little bit of maple syrup in it. And Chelsea, that's for you. Thanks for the maple syrup. It's from Canada. Delicious maple syrup. It's actually pretty nice. And some water. I've got mint and lemon in my water. I know you guys don't want to hear this. Just rambling. You know when you don't have a heap of people to talk to, you just kind of talk as much as you can when you do. Anyway, I'd also love feedback with how you felt with the things that we did with the spine and the hands and the hips yesterday. If you could post it, let me know so I can see what you think. Today, we're going to do some stuff, but later on, partway through the class, for the ankles and for the feet, for the toes. So, let's start lying on our back. Come into that constructive rest pose, soles of the feet flat, knees bent, inner knees together, feet are wide, and you can place the arms anywhere it feels comfortable. In this position, if your knees don't touch, you don't have to force it, just let them rest towards one another. And then the feet might be a little wider than the hips, or maybe a little more narrow. It really depends on your body, the structure that you've got going on. And if you need to turn the toes in or out slightly, or maybe bring the feet closer to the glutes or further away from the glutes. And I suggest trying it all, see what feels best. And then place the arms wherever it feels good, out wide, behind, on the body. And then close the eyes. We'll start with the eyes closed today. And if we'll do a little bit of breath work, just slowing the breath down. If you need to bring the hands onto the stomach for that to be more of a focal point on the breath, think of the hands coming, if you need to see, Navel's here, below the navel, that area. So you might even have the baby finger resting on the top pelvic bone on the frontal hip points there. So as you lie down, eyes closed, hands wherever, maybe on the belly. Relax the back of the neck and the back of the skull. If you can, have the jaw closed but not clenched, and then the tongue just resting on the back of the top palate of the mouth. Doesn't have to be pressed up hard, just resting there. So that's one of the best ways for us to teach our body or to help our body to breathe through the nose, which is a lot more efficient, really good for regulating through the nervous system. And then a lot of other things, the oxygen and carbon dioxide transfer, the way that it works with the cells, etc. There's a lot more about it. And so here, think of that area at the front where the hands are. Imagine the hands are on the back of the body as well. You're going to breathe into the front and the back as you inhale fully for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Exhale this time 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the top. If your breath is faster or slower, or you don't want to do the pauses, you don't have to. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale this time 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Make sure the neck and shoulders and head are relaxed. In 4. Pause. Out 7, 6, 2, 1. Pause. In 4. And pause at the top. Out 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Pause at the bottom. In 4, 3. Pause at the top. Out 8. Again, pause. Maybe walk the feet a little wider if that's okay for the body. Knees are either together or as close together as they can be without force. In 4. Pause. Out 8. 5, 2, pause. In 4. Pause at the top. out, 8, pause at the bottom. You can continue this breath as much as you like throughout the class. When you're ready, part the knees, have the feet about the width of the mat, make sure there's nothing on either side of the legs, and we'll slowly move. Knees drop left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, knees drop right. Inhale up to the center. Exhale, knees drop left. Inhale to the center. Exhale, knees drop right. One more time. Inhale to the center. Exhale, knees drop left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, knees drop right. Come back to the center and hug the knees to the chest. Take a little rock side to side. And release the left foot to the ground. Let's take a figure 4. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Now here, you can either press the right hand into the inner right knee. You might need to extend the length of the arm by using a block or some other prop that you have, a cushion. Right toes flex. You can keep the left foot on the ground, or you're welcome to lift the left leg, interlace the fingers either at the left shin or the left hamstring. The next option, if the left leg's lifted, is to lift the left foot up towards the sky. You might gently press into the inner right knee, so the knee pushes into the right elbow or the right hand, and the hand into the leg or the elbow into the leg. You might stay in the center or just move slightly to the left, or maybe slightly to the right. If you are moving, make sure you're moving slowly so there's no forced movements, and you can really understand and notice what's going on in the body so you don't skip past anything and miss anything. If your left leg is lifted, flex the toes straight up to the sky. So think of pointing the toes straight up and then flex the toes in towards the face of the left leg. Again, left toes flex up, left toes flex down. One more time, straight up and then straight down. Let's take circles with the ankle. As big as you can go. 3 in one direction and then change back to the other way. Notice where the foot gets stuck, where the rest of the leg wants to play a part in it. 3 in the other direction and come back to the center. We'll take one more full inhale breath. And then release the left foot back to the ground. Keep the figure 4 though, so right ankle stays on top of the left thigh. Move your pelvis over to the right side, so the spine's on a slight diagonal. Let the legs drop over to the left. So now the spine's lined back up again. Bring your left hand to the inner right knee. Now, if your legs are all the way away from you, slide them up towards the left underarm. If you need to hold the right foot with the left hand, you can do this. We face you guys so you can see. The right arm can reach out to the side. You're welcome to turn your head over your right shoulder. You may want to work a little bit of activation into the right hip here. So with the right foot staying flat, if this is something that your body doesn't want to do, stay exactly where you are. Otherwise, the right knee pushes forwards away from you, just using the strength of the glute in the lower back, a little bit oblique, and then pull the knee in, keep the baby toe down. Again, push the knee away, big toe stays down, but really feel the knee moving towards the left foot, away from the chest, and then pull the knee in, keeping the baby toe down. Do this a couple more times. Keep the big toe down, knee pushes away. Pull the knee in, keep the baby toe down. One more time. Push the knee away, big toe down. And then pull the knee in, baby toe stays down. And then just let the knee relax. We'll take about 3 breaths here. If it's comfortable, head might turn right. Again, if you need to support the right leg, you might put a block or cushion to the inside of the knee, or even use the left hand with that left elbow resting on the ground. Take a few more breaths. One more full breath in. And then slowly bring the legs back to the center. So the pelvis comes back in line with the shoulders. And then bring the knees into the chest again. Then rock side to side. Release the right foot down. Place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Flex the left toes to the shin. Same option. So left hand can come inside the left knee, or you can grab whatever prop you need to make your arm a little longer to create that resistance between the knee and the arm. Or you have the option to bring the right foot off the ground, interlace the fingers, and take the awkward grip. So that awkward grip again is, if you take the normal grip, swap the fingers over one complete space, either at the shin or the hamstring of the right leg. You might stay still, keeping the left toes flexed to the shin. Or you have an option, if the right leg's lifted, you might lift the foot straight up towards the sky. And there might be resistance of the left elbow or the left hand into the inner left thigh. Press the back of the pelvis down, maybe staying still or moving the body a little over to the right or to the left. Just notice what you're feeling as you, or if you do move. You're just staying in the center. Again, observe. You might get a slightly better stretch, a little more to one side or the other. And if the right leg is lifted, flex the toes into the shin. Flex the toes up towards the sky. Again, toes towards the shin. Toes towards the sky. Toes in towards the shin. And toes towards the sky. We'll take the 3 circles. Moving nice and slow. Once you've done the 3, move it back the other way. Take another full breath in. And release the right foot back to the ground. Keep the left ankle on the right thigh, so still figure 4. Lift the hips up, move them slightly to the left, and let the legs drop over to the right. And again, you might need to support the inner knee with the right hand, or you might need to grab the foot, especially if the legs slide away, if the left leg slide away, if you really tighten the hip. And if, again, this is what it might look like, if it's like this, bring the legs up towards the right underarm. If you need a prop under the legs, again, sorry I didn't say that on the other side, but put a prop there. If the foot doesn't come to the ground, you can put whatever you need underneath it to lift it up. And then the left arm might reach out to the side. The head might stay in the center or turn to the left. And we'll take a little bit of that activation. So really using the glute, the low back, the side waist. Left foot stays flat. Push the knee away from you. So think of the toe staying down, knee pushing away. Left knee pulls in. Keep the baby toe down. Left knee away, big toe down. Left knee in, baby toe down. Do it 2 more times. Knee away. So really think of the entire left glute working. Maybe a little more of the inner thigh, the adductor, the hamstring working to push the knee away. And then pull the knee in, baby toe down. Last one. And then knee in. And then just let the leg relax for the last few breaths. Again, if you need to support the leg, you might bring the right hand to the inner knee or a prop. If you've got blocks, you can always stack it against the inner shin, maybe slightly on an angle, using the arm, let the elbow rest. Again, if the head's not turned left, if it's comfortable, turn it to the left, only if it's okay for the neck. As you breathe here, your body relax. And the breaths move in and out slowly. Take one more full breath in. And full breath out. And then bring the legs back to the center, pelvis back in line with the shoulders. Again, hug the knees to the chest. This time take circles on the sacral border so the hands can come onto the knees. And think of tracing that line at the very low pelvis side, low back, and the other side. A little circle moving the legs around. Legs can be together or apart, whatever feels best. And let's take one more full circle, full rotation in this direction. And then we'll move back in the other direction. Again, the breaths moving down into that area just above the pelvis, as deep as possible. One more full rotation in this direction. And then bring the knees to the center. Go behind the back of the knees, rock backwards and forwards. Think of rounding the spine so this will be as smooth as possible. And if this is not okay for your body, just rock side to side. It might not feel good for the spine, it might not feel good for the pelvis. Otherwise, take about 5 or 6 more. Maybe find a pause on the pelvis or a pause on the shoulders. Make sure when you go back that you're not compressing the neck into the ground. Maybe on the shoulders, maybe a little on the back of the skull. One more. So we'll come up to a seated position. If you need to sit up on your props, please do. Cross the right shin in front of the left. We'll just move through some seated cows and cats. So with the hands on the legs, inhale, cow, lift the chest. And exhale, cat, rock onto the back of the pelvis. You're most welcome to flex the toes if that supports the ankles and feet as well. Inhale, lift the chest up, cow. And exhale as you round cat. Do one more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Extend your right leg straight out in front of you. Bring the left foot to the inner right thigh. So here, think of the heel coming straight out of the hip joint, the hip socket. Toes flex to the face. We're going to lift our arms straight up to the sky. Now, before we move on, if your left knee is all the way up off the ground, please put a prop under the knee. The left foot comes to the inner right thigh. We turn our torso towards our right foot. I want you to think, as we are going to lower the chest, it's almost like you're trying to pull the leg to the chest to the leg. So it's that pulling it to that closer point, and then as you lift, you'll push away. So the leg will push down, the torso will lift up. So inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, pull the leg up, pull the chest to the leg. Keep the front of the chest reaching past the toes. Inhale, lift straight back up. You might just move a few inches, that's perfect. Exhale, pull the leg up, pull the chest down to the leg. Keep the spine long, looking out just past the toes again. Inhale, lift up, push the leg down. Do that again. Exhale, pull the leg up, pull the chest to the leg. You might be going a little further each time. We'll do it 2 more times. Inhale, push the leg down, lift up. Exhale, pull the leg up, pull the chest to the leg. 1 more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull the leg up, chest to the leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the hands. Bring your left hand back behind you. Push into the left foot, left knee. lift up, the right hand straight up to the sky. So the hips lift, they don't have to lift too high. Right foot pushes down, lengthen your bum to the front of the mat. Take an inhale breath. And then sweep through the left side. So reach the right arm over to the left. Bring your bum all the way out and down. Come back to a seated position. Cross your left shin in front of your right. Flex the toes or sit up higher. This side, completely different. Might be a lot tighter. You might need to sit up higher. Hands on the knees, heels to the outer knees. Inhale, cat. And exhale, dome for cat. Again, rock the pelvis forwards, lift the chest up. Exhale onto the back of the pelvis, dome the spine, chin to chest. We'll do it one more time. Pelvis forwards, chest lifts. Rock onto the back of the pelvis and round forwards. Come to a neutral spine, extend the left leg straight out. Right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Same option. You might need to sit up higher. You might need to put a prop under the outer right knee. Left heel straight out from the left hip socket. Have the foot as if you're standing on the ground, so it's not sickled in or out. Trying to work towards both ball points, all the toes nice and even. Sometimes one leg's harder than the other. And then the same thing, we're going to work pulling the leg up, the torso down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, pull the leg up, pull the chest down to the leg. Inhale, push the leg down, lift the chest up, so you're prying them apart. Exhale, pull them together, leg up, chest down. Again, leg down, chest up. Exhale, bring it in towards one another. Good, leg down, chest up. Really push down into the calf, the hamstring. Now try and pull the leg up, the chest down to the leg, close the gap. We'll do it 2 more times. Push the leg down, lift the chest up. Exhale, squeeze them in towards one another, thigh to chest. Inhale, push the leg down, lift the chest up. Bring the right hand back behind you. Keep the left arm lifted. Dig the left heel, the right shin, knee down. Inhale, lift the hips up. And then roll the right shoulder back. Again, lengthen your bum towards the left heel. Take another full inhale breath. Reach back behind, maybe even look back behind. And then bring the left hand over to the right side, like you're taking a twist. Start to sit the hips back to the ground and sweep down through the center. Release the arms. So we're going to work some similar thing like what we just did on our back. We need to come to a comfortable seated position. Make sure that the left leg is grounded. You are going to bring your right forearm around your right shin, right hand onto left bicep. Close that gap so the forearm comes onto the right hand. So it's like you're trying to lock your right shin in so the shin can't move around. So when we were taking those ankle circles before, you might have noticed that your shin bone might have moved with it. Now I want you to lock the shin bone out so it's not part of this movement. If you need to sit up on something, sit on a chair, sit on props, whatever you have. So here, again, lock the ankle, lock the shin bone in, flex the toes up towards the shin, turn the toes towards the baby toe. Toes down towards the ground, toes towards the right toe, and then back up to the center. Do it again, 3 circles in this direction. Notice where the shin wants to be a part of it. Once you've done the 3, come back to the center. Let's do it to the other side. Really lock the shin in. Move nice and slow. And once you've done 3 in the other direction, shin just wants to be part of it. My lower leg, release the foot down.
Let's bring both knees in, interlace them, we'll bring the forearms around the shins, make a little, tiny little ball, little rock side to side. Let's take it to the other side now. So make sure the right leg's down again. I extended my leg partway through before, or you can bend the knee. Bring your left forearm around the left leg. Left foot is off the ground. Now here, left hand holds the right bicep. Close the hand into the bicep. Try and lock that left shin out. And then flex the left toes up. Turn the toes to the left. Bring them all the way down to the side and then down towards the ground. Over to the right. Back up through the center. We'll do 2 more. To the baby toe. Down. The big toe side. Up through the center. 1 more. Once back to the center, let's take it the other way. To the big toe, all the way down. To the baby toe, up through the center. 2 more. And again. After 3, release. Let's come back to that little ball again. Both feet flat. Knees come in, little rock side to side. Now let's come to a tabletop position, hands and knees. If you need blocks under the hands, you can use them for support or maybe to give you a little extra space. Tuck the toes. Inhale, cow. Lift the chest, a little like yesterday. So keep the tailbone tilted up. From here, slide the hips back to downward facing dog. Keep the feet where they are. Inhale, lower the knees, tabletop. Exhale, dome the spine for cat. Inhale, lift the chest up. Keep the toes tucked. Hamstrings lifted. Exhale, slide the hips back down dog. Inhale, lower the knees, tabletop. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, cow. Lift the chest, lift the tailbone, collarbones wide. Press into the fingertips and palms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's stay in a slightly shortened downward dog. If you need to take a wider stance with the feet, you can walk the feet apart from one another. Bring the left foot a little closer towards the center of the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Pull the left hip back so the pelvis squares to the ground. And now open the right knee, a little like yesterday, that fire hydrant. Inhale, slide forward. Bring the right knee to right tricep. Step the foot outside the right wrist. Lower the back knee. Inhale, cow. Lift the chest up. Exhale, cat. Round the spine. Again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Lift the right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Move the left foot a little closer to the center. Inhale, left leg lifts. Pull the right hip back. Again, pelvis square. Exhale, open the left knee to the left side. Inhale, pull the body forwards, knee to tricep. If you can, keep the foot lifted. And then exhale, release the foot outside. The left palm, lower the back knee. Back toes tucked or untucked. Inhale, lift the chest, cow. Exhale, dome the spine, cat. Again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Tuck the back toes. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as you look forwards. Now if you can, if you need to come onto your fingertips or hands on blocks for this, please use your props. But what we are going to do is attempt to walk heel, ball, toe to the top of the mat. So we'll come heel, ball of the foot, toes. Again, if you need to come onto the fingertips or put blocks under the palms, all the way to the very top of the mat. And then bend the knees a lot so your tummy rests on your thighs, let your head hang, interlace the fingers or the arms. Have the fingers at the back of the head, fingers at the low back, whichever one you choose to do. Maybe a little sway side to side in this ragdoll. Take the awkward bind, so the opposite forearm or the opposite fingers will go on top. Have the weight forward in the front of the shins. We'll take one more breath in. And then release the hands to the ground. Bring the feet to a hip-width position. Please keep the knees bent and think of very slowly rolling up. So with the knees bent, tip the pelvis back, start to roll each vertebrae up on top of one another. Let me move back so YouTube can see. My head's cut off. Oh well. So, working with the feet here, have the heels directly underneath the hip sockets. And then press all 10 toes down into the ground. Lift all 10 toes up off the ground. Spread them out. Again, all 10 toes down. All 10 toes lift. Do that two more times, and then we'll change it up a little bit. Press the toes down. Lift the toes. Once more, toes press. Toes lift. Now lower the toes, lift just the big toes. Lower the big toes. Lift the big toes. Lower the big toes. Again, lift the big toes. Lower the big toes. Now keep the big toes down, lift all other 8 toes. Lower the other toes. Again, all the other 8. Lower the rest. Once more, big toes down, other 8 lift. Spread them out, lower them down. Now lift all 10 toes, lower just the big toes. Lift the big toes. Lower just the big toes. So tough for me. Lift the big toes. Normally it's not. Once more, big toes down. Big toes lift. I think the faces really help it. Keep the big toes lifted, lower the rest, the 8. Lift all 10. Lower the 8. Lift all 10, spread them once more. Lower the 8. Lift all 10. Lower the toes back down. Inhale, lift the arms straight up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Tip out and down over the shins. Inhale, lift halfway, bring the fingers onto the shins. And exhale, forward fold. Let's do an Ardha. Inhale, lift all the way up. The arms can come forwards or out to the side. Exhale, hands to heart, head on top of the heels. Inhale, inhale, arms lift back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands come out and down, chest forwards. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift halfway, pull the chest away from the glutes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up, mountain pose, over Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart, Samasthiti, standing at attention. Inhale, arms lift straight up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees a little, lift the hamstrings up to the glutes. Inhale, lift halfway, maybe fingers on the shins, the ground or blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Now let's come to a high plank position, top of a push-up. Lengthen the tailbone, slightly tuck your bum back to your heels, pull the chest forwards so the body's a nice strong straight line. The quads are really firm, collarbones wide, triceps hugging in. Take a full breath in. Now either on or off your knees, let's lower all the way to the ground. Just a couple. Inhale, baby cobra, lift the chest, press all 10 toes down, push the pubic bone into the mat, inner thighs roll up. Exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, baby cobra, push the toes down, Lengthen your head away from the pelvis, pelvis away from the head. Exhale, lower down. Adding on for the sacrum, inhale, lift the chest. Hold on the exhale, keep the shoulders rolling back, pubic bone pushing forwards. Now keep the pelvis nice and quiet and still. Inhale, lift the right foot off the ground, lengthen through the inner big toe. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, left leg. Keep the leg nice and straight, push it back. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lower. One more each side. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, lower. Keep the hips pressing forwards. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lower. Keep the chest lifted. Push all 10 toes down. And exhale, child's pose. Hips back to heels. We'll work the hands. So if you're not sure what spider fingers means, it just means coming onto the tips of the fingers. So the hands will look like this. Elbows will come off the ground, forearms off the ground. Think of just moving the shoulder area and try and keep the chest down. If you need a prop under the chest, forehead, knees, hips, support yourself. If you're more flexible, you might want to put blocks or books under the palms. Inhale, spider fingers. Keep the hips pressing back. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, spider fingers. Exhale, palms down. One more. Inhale, spider fingers. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, turn the palms face up to the sky. So external rotation. You might stay here or bend the elbows and bring the fingers either into a little TP, fingertips touching, pushing the hands away from one another, or the hands onto the shoulders. The upper arm bone wraps out and down. The chest reaches forwards, hips back to the heels. With the elbows come in towards the temple and forwards as you press the hip back. Keep the chest reaching forwards. We'll take one more full breath in. And exhale, release the hands back down to the ground. Lift yourself up. Let's come onto our back. Have your props easy to grab. Inhale, lift the pelvis up into a bridge pose. We'll grab our prop, whatever you choose to use, put it under the back of the pelvis. If it's something harder like books or blocks, make sure it is at the sacrum that's not digging into the spine. Let the arms rest. If you decide to change where the legs are, you can put them in a different position. Might be extended, open wide, feet together, knees wide in a full butterfly. Or like we started, knees together, feet wide. You may want to lift the feet straight up to the sky. Still nice deep breaths down below the navel into the top of the pelvis. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. One more in. And slowly bring the feet flat to the ground again if they were lifted or somewhere else. Inhale, lift the hips up. Remove the prop. Exhale, lower back down. And last, bringing the knees in. This time, knees towards the underarms. You can hold the top of the knees, the back of the knees, the ankles, the big toes, pulling the knees down, pressing the pelvis forwards, collarbones wide. If your head or pelvis or shoulders lift off the ground, grab somewhere rather closer towards the back of the legs instead, or you can just keep the shins more parallel to the ground. Take one more breath in. And then hug the knees to the chest. Bring the forehead up into the knees. And let's release into our resting pose of Shavasana. So legs and arms wide. You might want to put blocks under the back of the knees. Put the blanket over the abdomen. hand towel, whatever you have over the eyes. Maybe you like to make the nice eucalyptus hand towels and keep them in the fridge. It's kind of a good idea. You can use that after class, put that over your eyes. And then any breath manipulation or control you've been undertaking, let that go. And just allow your body to fully surrender here. As you let the body surrender, as you let your breath deepen, well, not really deepen, but more move into the shallow area of the chest. Give yourself full permission to surrender here. Give yourself permission to be able to enjoy just being right here. Lying on your back, whatever place you chose. You can always choose a different position as well if that feels better. Notice how the legs feel. How heavy is the pelvis? How comfortable is the back of your body, whether it's touching the mat or a blanket or towel or a prop? How comfortable is it here? Can you let go of tension through your breath? Think of the front layers melting down, giving permission to the back of the body to also relax and let go. Shavasana, sometimes one of the hardest poses, especially if you're newer to your practice, but often the most important pose. Pose where we get to turn inwards at a different level, where all the work that we've been doing, where that all comes into fruition. So no, it's not a waste of time. You're doing something extremely constructive, extremely beneficial. Feel the breath as it moves in. Notice where it goes to, how it feels, how much the body fills, how it changes the shape, or maybe you feel fuller in certain areas. And then follow the breath as it moves out of the body. Let it move slowly. Let it help you to decompress completely. And as you rest here, you're more than welcome to stay as long as you like. Stay right here. Contemplate life, the stars, the planets, the universe. Or start to slowly deepen your breath, move your body until maybe you can roll to the side. You can stretch the body out, maybe coming up to a seated position in your time. And then when you're ready, sit on your props, whatever's a comfortable seat, eyes open or closed, hands in the lap, the legs, the heart, over the heart, whatever feels natural. Thank yourself for taking the time again. If you've been joining me every day, thank you. I hope that you're finding some sort of comfort from moving your body, breathing, connecting, doing some weird little things as well.
Thank you for tuning inwards and in here. Bring the hands now through prayer. Thumbs come to the third eye. Let's bow in gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Namaste. If you just jumped on and you missed the class, it's on Instagram for 24 hours. It's on YouTube indefinitely. I'm eventually going to be taking all this to YouTube or YouTube for the Americans, and that I'll put it up. I always put a link down in the bottom as well. It is youtube.com/MJ Travers, or you can just search MJ Travers. It's also in the bio of my Instagram. YouTube, have an awesome day. Love you guys. Mwah. And Instagram, you too.